Thanks for tuning into Garden Hands tonight. I have a little bit of help behind the camera and in front of the camera. So we're going to head over to that triangle garden that I started earlier this spring. I have a few plants that I have picked out and set aside that I think will look great in this spot. I also have a few flowers that I have started from seed, and I have some herbs and some vegetables if we need a little bit more to fill in the space. So let's head over there and see what it's going to look like. So we're over in this corner triangle garden that I created earlier this summer, and mostly I created it so that mowing was easier. For this one we did the no-till method. I laid scrap cardboard down and then covered it with several layers of compost. So we're gonna lay out some of the plants that I have and see how it looks. If you like our gardening videos, please hit the like button, and at the end of the video, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. It lets us know that you enjoy this type of content. All right, so we have the plants laid out, and it's a garden. We may end up changing this. It just all kind of depends on how things work here. The factors that I have to keep into consideration: we have full sun after about 10 or 11 o'clock. I want to make sure that none of these plants my horses can get to through the fence, or that they are not poisonous. And we may have deer. So I tried to pick plants that are mostly deer resistant for this area, but we will see. The other thing is I tried to plant mostly perennials. I would like this to be a garden where I don't have to do a whole lot to it. I don't have drip out here. I could run a hose if it gets super dry this summer, but I'd like it to be kind of a hands-off garden. So in the corner here, we have the Airbrush Effect Rose Mallow, or Hibiscus. It gets about 3.5 to 4 feet tall and wide, and it's multiple shades of pink. It has some dark pinks and a little bit of light pink, which is why it's called Airbrush Effect. The next layer in front of this, we have Laura Phlox. They get 3 feet tall, they're purple and white, and they should be a little bit of a ribbon of color in front of the hibiscus here. So in front of the hibiscus, I have the Canary Feathers Eye Catcher Coneflower, or Echinacea. This gets about 2 to 2.5 feet tall, and it should by next year spread a little bit, so it'll be a nice perennial to have here. So kind of the next layer up and moving a little bit over to the side, I did put a Shirley Temple Peony in here. It's white. It gets about 2 to 2.5 feet tall, and I'm not expecting there to be much of any growth this year, certainly not any blooms, but in future years that will be really pretty here. The next group of plants I have here are Cat's Pajamas Nepeta, and these are the sweetest little plants. I just love these. These are a little bit smaller. They're 12 to 14 inches, and they're kind of a bluish purple, little bit lavender color, and they do spread a little bit more. They spread about 20 inches, so I'll have a little blanket of purple over here. Next to those, we're going to pop in some of the Queen Lime with Blush Zinnia, and these are beautiful. They are an annual, and we'll just use these as cut flowers, put them in some arrangements. So the front row here, I have something new to me. I've never grown these before. They're called Pretticoats Peach, and I believe it's an Avens variety of flower. They're pretty short, definitely a border plant, 12 inches tall, and they do get about 20 inches wide. So I'm looking forward to see what those look like. And then over here, I have more of the Canary Feathers Echinacea. I'm gonna throw in some basil and possibly some of the onions that I don't think will fit in the garden. Let's go back this way. So on this side, we're copying some of the same color scheme. I'm adding some Oklahoma Salmon Zinnias. I have Camelot Mix Foxgloves. I'm gonna put some cilantro in here. I have another Shirley Temple Peony that I'm hoping to fit in here. And this is a mini gallery white lupine. I'm hoping that'll spread a little bit. I only picked up one of those. And last but not least, I have Strawflower, and it's an apricot color. So what we're gonna do is put these in the ground. I'm gonna use plant tone fertilizer with them. I will water them in, and then we'll cover them with mulch. I will weed whip behind me and show you the end result. Well, this flower bed is all planted and I am really excited how it turned out. I'm sure there will be things that maybe I need to add or they don't look quite right in here, but overall this has turned out fantastic and I am glad it's done because this was not on my to-do list for this year. So just a quick little walkthrough. We did add a few extra things that I'm not sure we mentioned before. You probably can't see it, but I did put some of the onions in here that I started from seed earlier. I love the little grassy type texture of the onions, and if they bulb up, even better. Here's the Canary feathers, Echinacea. That'll be a beautiful pop of yellow. We've got a couple of those. And then we start with those peach Avens. I have 5 of those that will just flank the front of the border. I'm excited to see what those do. I have never grown these before. And then behind that I have some Zinnia. So I have the Salmon and the Queen Lime with blush. Those will be great for cut flowers later in the summer. Then towards the back we have the cat's pajama, and I think this is one of my favorites in this bed. I'm not sure if it's because it's one of the only things blooming right now and I just love that cool purple color. And then the Hibiscus, the Airbrush Effects Hibiscus, which will be tall and pink and beautiful. There are a couple things planted in here that you won't see, and we may not see till next year, but I have a couple peonies in here. Again, they were called Shirley Temple, and I believe they're white. And then I also have Phlox that will pop up in here, and I'm envisioning that being a ribbon of color. I'm really excited about those. I don't remember if this is the Camelot Mix or just the Camelot Foxglove. Oh, look. We've got a bud. Oh, can you see that? Oh, I'm so excited. They are supposed to bloom their first year. And I believe foxglove are kind of self-seeding, so eventually there should be a little hedge of those in here. And they are just the most gorgeous of flowers. Over here I have a lupine, and I am really excited about this. I have wanted lupine in my garden for the last 5 years. I did manage to get some of my grandma's. However, I'm not sure what color they are, so I will put them somewhere else in the yard and they may find a home over here eventually too. This one is white, so I'm hoping this will naturalize a little bit next year. And then over in this corner, we have the Strawflower, and this is a pretty apricot color. Overall, I'm super happy this is done, and I'm really looking forward to what this is going to look like in a couple weeks. We'll check back in here a couple weeks or a month and see how it's progressing. Fingers crossed, things look good. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, please like this video by hitting the thumbs up below. Subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for what we have coming next. Bye.